I told you that A is the coefficient of x squared, right? B is the coefficient of x, and then C is the constant. Okay. So who can tell me from this function, who can tell me what A is? From this function. Vanessa, what is A? A is equal to what? I said the A is the coefficient of x squared. So here A is equal to what? 1. Good. B is equal to what? Ella, B is equal to what?
2.
2. And of course, C will be equal to what? -3. So if the formula for the axis of symmetry is what? Is minus B over 2A, then what are we trying to talk about? Minus B. So it will give us what? -2 all over 2A. A is what? 1. Which is going to give us what? -2 over 2. And when we cancel this out, we are going to get what? -1. So our axis of symmetry is going to be what? It's going to be -1. Now, take a look at the graph. Look at the graph. Now, when we say axis of symmetry, we are talking about the line that divides the curve, this curve or this parabola exactly into two. So when we take a look at this graph, you realize that when we divide it exactly into two, it's going to be on the negative what? -1 line. So let me just pick. Okay, let me just pick some. Good. So you realize that from here, it divides this exactly into two, right? And you could see that the axis of symmetry is around -1. It's exactly on the -1. You see? So this is 0. Remember that this scale is 2 centimeters to 2 units, right? So 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and so on and so forth. You get the point? You get the point? So the line of the axis of symmetry, I told you that there are two ways we can find. Either you can find it using the graph, or you use the formula. Now, when we use the formula, we had the axis of symmetry to be what? -1. Now, when we use the graph, we could see that the axis of symmetry is at the same place, right? -1 to -1 for the axis of symmetry, -1. Now, the second, well, this one is what? Is the greatest or the least value. So in this case, it's going to be the least value because it's what? It's in the form of U. It's a U shape, right? So it's going to be the least value. And what was the formula? The formula was -B squared over 4AC. So now we know what our A is, we know what our B is, we know what our C is. We will just do substitution to find our -B squared over 4AC. So -B squared minus 4AC over 2 over 4A. So minus, what is our B? 2 squared minus 4. What is our A? 1 minus C. What is our C? -3 over 4. What is our A? 1. What is it going to be? Final answer. What is it going to be? This is simple, this thing of substitution. -4. Okay. -4. -4. Now, when we talk about the minimum value, we are talking about the point, the lowest point where the curve, intersect with the what? With the y-axis. Now, if you take a look at this graph, you see the graph, the scale is, although the scale is for the y-axis is 10 centimeters to what? 2 centimeters to 10 units. But you can see that it's around this side. The lowest value is around the side. So it's around 4, -4. You get the point, -4. If we were to give the y-axis a unit of, or a scale of 2 centimeters to 2 units, you would have seen that it would intercept exactly on the -4, right? So this tells us that the minimum value here is what? It's -4. So maximum value, line of symmetry. We are talking about the line that intersects this one exactly, right, into two, that divides it exactly into two. The minimum or the maximum, where the lowest point where the curve intersects with the y-axis. You get the point? Okay. So that is it. So for the line of symmetry, we normally trace it to the x-axis because it has to touch the x-axis for us to know. You get the point? It divides the x-axis exactly into two. And for the, what do we call it? For the minimum value, it intercepts with the y-axis. So you should also take notice of it. Okay. So that is it for the maximum and the minimum value. So there are two ways, as I said it there. You can either use the formula or you can use the what? The graph. Now try this one. Find the minimum and the, so find I don't know. Okay. So you have to find the minimum value and where it's okay on the y-axis. So find the minimum value of the function f of x equals to, oh, this one crowd is like we've done it there. Oh, we've done it. So let me give you a different one. Of the function, good, 5 minus x minus 2x squared. So this one, we've just tricked you. You realize that this is a quadratic equation, but the pattern is different. Instead of me to begin with x squared, ax squared plus what? Plus ax plus c. I began with the c and I brought the x before the x squared. To find the minimum value of the function, this, and where it occurs, on the x-axis. If you don't see the line of symmetry, you see this freeze where it occurs on the x-axis. In other instances, you can also see and its value of x and the value of x it occurs. If you don't see and where it occurs on the x-axis, you will see another statement like and the value of x it occurs. Or if you don't see this one too, you see axis of symmetry. So these are all synonymous. If you don't see and where it occurs at the y-axis, you see the value of x it occurs, or you see the axis of symmetry. All these ones, they are all the same. Okay. So find the minimum value of the function f of x is equal to 5 minus x minus 2x squared, and where it occurs on the x-axis. So you have to find two things, right? When you're done, you just raise up your hand. Yeah, son, just raise up your hand. I hope you are solving. Hello. Okay. Ella.
Yes,
So
please.
Ella, let me see.
Sir,
Okay.
please. I cannot understand. Can you read what you've written? I can't see it clearly.
Okay. So the question is to find the minimum value of the function f of x is equal to 5 minus x minus 2x squared, and where it occurs on the y-axis. And I was saying that if you don't see and where it occurs on the x-axis, you might see other statements as the value of x it occurs, or the axis of symmetry. Like I said, they are all synonymous. They can be used interchangeably. You now get it.
Thank you. Yes, I do.
So with this, first of all, you have to know what your A is, what your B is, and what your C is. Then you are going to use the formulas, right? For the value it occurs, or the value of x it occurs, you know the formula. It's the same as the axis of symmetry. And as well, minus b over 2a. And then the minimum value is what? It's minus into brackets b squared minus 4ac over what? Over 4a. So if you, then that is what you are going to use to solve and get the minimum or the maximum value. Okay. Are you done? Are you done?
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay. So, Ella, what did you get for the axis of symmetry, or where it occurs on the x-axis? What did you get?
Please, I had 5.
You had 5? Okay. So you had 5. So you had 5. And then the second one, what did you get? What did you get? Vanessa, what did you get for the first one?
I had 4.
You had 4. So Vanessa. Okay, so 4. What did you get for the second one, Vanessa?
That is 2.
3. 2.
2. Yes, please.
Okay. You use this function. Did you use this function?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ella, what did you get? Ella, what did you get?
Please, for the axis of symmetry,
Uh-huh.
I had 1 on 4.
Okay. So for the axis of symmetry, you had 1 more 4. So let me clean it and then. Well, so for the axis of symmetry, you had 1 on 4. Okay. And then the other one, what did you get? So you had 1 on 4. And then the other one, what did you get? Where the minimum value? Is it okay? So the minimum value you had, that was what you had 5, right? And then the axis of symmetry, you had 1 on 4.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's solve it together. So this question is tricky in the sense that people mostly will think their A is 5, which is wrong. Their B is -1. Of course, since B is in the middle, it's definitely going to be -1, no matter how it's arranged. And then their C is -2. So this is wrong. Now, when you are given a question like this, I always tell you that the coefficient of x squared is A. So this is x squared, and this is its coefficient. So your A becomes -2. This is your x. Its coefficient will give you the B. Your B is -1 as usual, and then your C is what? It's +5. So this is what you are going to use, right? Not this. Use this, you are wrong. Use this, you are right. So this is going to be your A. Now the first one tells us to find the minimum or the maximum value. Normally it's represented by K, right? And the formula is negative into bracket B squared minus 4AC over 4A. Right? So your A, B, C has already been defined. So you can go forward and then write negative. Your B squared is -1 squared. -1 squared minus 4A is what? 2. C is what? 5 over 4. A is what? 2. Oops.
Sir,
Hello.
please, isn't A -2?
A, yeah, it's -2. A is -2.
You kept +2.
Oh, okay. Then let me correct it. A is -2. Thanks for the correction. A is -2. Yes. So this is how it's going to be. So B squared, B is -1. So -1 squared minus 4A is -2. C is 5 over 4 in bracket -2. So K will be equal to negative. So -1 squared will give us positive, right? You know that -1 squared will give us +1. So it will be 1.
Yes.
Now, this one, -4 by 2 will give us +8, right? Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
So +8 by 5 will give us what? +40. So -4, -2, negative +5 will give us 40. So here we will get +40 over here divided by negative what? 8. You get the point? So here it's going to be what? It's going to be 41 over 8. But I know it's -8 too, but there's a negative outside. So definitely the final answer is going to be what? It's going to be in this case, what is it going to be? 41 all over what? 8. And that will be the answer for the minimum value. You get it now.
Yes, sir.
So it means your answers for the first one are wrong. All right. So probably you mistook the A for 5, B for 11, -1, and C for -2. So this is how you are going to, this is the approach you are going to use, right? Good. You get this one, it's calculator work. One thing about SHS is that the SHS, you use calculator. So there are certain errors that you don't have to make. Like when you get a question like this, you can just use the calculator to confirm your answer. And you have to be very, very good at using the calculator. So on your calculator, you can directly punch -2 squared, -1 all squared, minus 4, bracket -2, and you become 5. Then you come down to your denominator, 4 minus 2. And you do it straightforward to give you your answer straight up. You don't need to even worry about anything. So 41/8. Now the second question, the axis of symmetry, right? In other words, where it occurs on the x-axis. And what's the formula for that? The formula for that is what? X is equal to minus b over 2a. We know our a, we know our b, we know our c. This one, we know even use c. So what is it going to be? Minus b minus, our b is -1. So minus 1. Take notice of that too. Your integers. Minus 1 all over 2. What is our a? Ella, what's our a?
-2.
So minus 2. So what are we going to get? Here we are going to get 1 over -4, right? So our final answer -1/4. What did you write here? What was your answer? Your answer was 4/4, which is wrong. 1/4, which is wrong. It's -1/4. So now, this is how you are going to go about solving the minimum or the maximum volume where it occurs. Okay. So you have to take notice of the formula. This is the formula. Minus b minus into bracket b squared. The negative, it covers everything. It doesn't cover only the b. Minus what? 4ac over 4a. And normally I advise my students that they should just forget about the negative for the meantime. When they are done solving what is in the bracket, then whatever they get, they will multiply the negative with it. You realize that here, I maintained the negative, finished solving what was in the bracket. And I had what? Negative 41/4. Then I multiplied this negative outside the bracket with the one in the bracket to make this whole negative thing positive. That's why in the end I had positive 41/8. Do you get the point? Hello?
Please, we get it.
Okay. Any question up to this point? Vanessa? Akosia?
Yes, sir.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Elsie? Elsie?
Sir,
You get it?
sir, please, I just came.
You just came. Okay. Don't worry. I'll go through quick.
Yeah.
Vanessa?
Hello, sir.
You get it?
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
Okay. So for the sake of Elsie, let me just do a quick list then. Review. Now, Elsie, we're talking about finding the axis of symmetry and the minimum or the maximum value, right, of a quadratic function. And I use this graph as an example in the first instance. When we talk about axis of symmetry, you see this straight line that I've drawn. It is the line that divides the quadratic function exactly into 2, or the quadratic graph exactly into 2. Do you get it? So when we say line of symmetry, when we say something is symmetrical, it means it mirrors the other, right? So this side is a mirror of this side. And the line that creates that mirror is what we call the line of symmetry. So when you are asked to find the value of x to which the line of symmetry
Sir,
occurs.
please, your
Can you hear me? Hello.
yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So what I was trying to say that when we are talking about the line of symmetry, we are talking about the line that divides the what? The quadratic curve exactly into 2 equal halves. You get the point? So here it's normally found that line normally intercepts the what? the x-axis. You get the point? The line normally intercepts the x-axis. So you realize that the point of interception here is -1, -1. So here we can say that the line of symmetry here is what? Is -1. Good. Now, aside the line of symmetry, there's something we call minimum or maximum point. Now, I said that when the graph is like this, the point is maximum or greatest. When the graph is like this, the point is what? Is minimum. So when we talk about maximum point, we are talking about the highest point of the quadratic curve. You know, in every mountain, there's a highest point, right? When you turn the mountain upside down, that highest point will now become the what? The lowest point. So depending on how your graph is going to be, if your graph is an N shape, you will get a maximum point. If it's a U shape, you get a minimum point. So we call it maximum or minimum. And now, by now, you know when your graph will be an N shape and when your graph will be a U shape. So there's the maximum or the minimum point. You can find it from your graph, and it's normally intercept, or it is normally traced on the what? On the y axis. Do you get the point? So in this particular instance, you could see that we can trace this point. We will trace it to the what? To the y-axis to tell us the what? The least point or the minimum point of the graph. Do you get the point? So that is it. Now, I said that aside using the graph to determine the line of symmetry or the maximum or minimum point, there are formulas. You see, it's not always that you are going to draw a graph. Okay. So there are formulas that we use to determine the least value and where they occur. Okay. And this is the formula. For you to be able to know the maximum value and where they occur, you use this formula: minus b into bracket b square minus 4ac over 4e. This is the formula you are going to use. So you just substitute the value inside. And I told you that anytime you are given the quadratic equation, you should know where your a is, your b is, and your c is. For instance, when I have something like 2x squared minus x minus 3, you should know that your a is 2, which is the coefficient of x squared. Your b is what? Minus 1, which is the coefficient of x. And then your c is what? Minus 3. So first of all, when you are given a function and they ask you to find the minimum value, you first list your a, your b, and your c. And then you use the formulas to find your minimum or maximum value. And what is the formula? Minus b into bracket b squared minus 4ac over 4a. When you write this, then wherever you see a, you put a there. Wherever you see b, you put b there. Normal substitution. Wherever you see c, you put c there. Then you do your substitution, and finally you come and get your final answer. And that is for the minimum or the maximum value. Now the line of symmetry is the simplest of all, and the formula is what? Minus b over 2a. So you pick your b, you put it here, you pick your 2, you pick your a, come and put it here, and then you solve to get your answer. So that is what we've been doing so far. So in the first question, we were given 5 minus x minus 2x squared. Now, from this question, Elsie, from this question, what do you think will be our a? 5 minus x squared minus 2x squared minus x minus 2x squared. What do you think will be our a, Elsie?
C is -2.
-2. Good. What do you think will be our c?
-1.
C, I didn't say D, C.
C, 5.
Yes. Okay. Then it means you get it. So that is it. That is what we've been doing so far. So what I'm coming to do right now is to give you some examples, 2 examples. I'm going to solve it for me quickly. Then we move to how we will solve quadratic equation, the 3 methods of factorization, difference of 2 squared, and then the quadratic formula. So try this one. you are to determine the least, the minimum value and where it occurs. The minimum or maximum value and where it occurs. So we have one. Okay, f of x equals to x squared minus 3x plus 5. So you have to find the minimum or maximum value and the value of x at which they occur. So find the minimum or maximum and the value of x for which they occur. So this is question 1. Question 2, we have f of x equal to 2x squared minus 4x plus 5. Question 3, we have f of x equal to 2 minus 5x minus 3x squared. You have calculators. This one should be quick, quick, quick. Okay. So solve. Relax, oh, relax. Then solve it. You should know the formulas. For the minimum or maximum value, it's minus into bracket b squared minus 4ac over 4a. You make sure you identify your a correctly, your b correctly, and your c correctly. Then for the value of x for which they occur is what? It's minus b over 2a. Make sure you do your substitutions correctly. You have a calculator, so just use your calculator. Ella, Ella, you done? Ella, you done? Elsie,
Sir,
I done.
please, I'm not done.
Are you still working on it? Hello. Akosia,
Yes, sir.
are you working on it?
Yes, sir.
Vanessa,
Yes, please.
are you working on it?
Yes, please.
Elsie,
Sir,
Aidan.
please.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm. Okay, time up, time up, time up. Okay, so I'm taking answers for question 1. Elsie, what did you get for the minimum or maximum value?
Hmm.
And
Sir,
then
please.
where it's
Hmm.
okay.
I think.
What did you get?
Sir, please. I had
Mhm.
negative 11 on 4. And for the X, I had 3 on 2.
Okay, Ella, what did you get?
So please, the first one for
Mhm.
the minimum value, I had
Mhm.
positive 11 on 4.
Okay, and then the point where it's okay on it.
For the axis of symmetry, I had 3 on 2.
Who else? Okay, so 2 answers is enough. Now let's see. So the first, okay, Vanessa, what did you get?
I have the same thing as Ella.
You have the same thing as Ella. Okay,
Yes,
Ella,
sir.
yours is the second one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 11 for 3. So let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. So the minimum value is, then you write 11 over 4. Then the value which occurs on the x-axis is, and then write your 3. Okay, so let's see. So we are basically using the formula minus into bracket v squared minus 4ac over 4a, right? From this question, our a is what? 1, our b is minus 3, our c is 5. So minus into brackets, what is our b? Minus 3 squared, right? Minus 4, what is our e? 1. What is our c? 5. All over 4, what is our e? 1. So this is it. When you reach here, you don't have to worry yourself. Use your calculator to punch, get your answer, then you move on. So here, 3 squared is positive 9. Negative 3 squared is positive 9. So 9 minus, this one will give us was 20, right? Divided by what? Divided by 4. And 9 minus 20, you know that it's what? It's negative 11. But there is negative outside the bracket. I think that was what Elsie forgot. So minus into bracket minus what? 11/4. So because of the minus outside the bracket, it will make this positive. So 11/4. Now, where does it occur on the x-axis? What formula are we going to use? So x is equal to what? Minus b over 2. And which is going to give us what? Minus b. What's our b? Our b is -3, but there's minus already. So minus bracket minus 3 all over 2. What is our a? 1. So what are we going to get here? We're going to get positive 3 over 2. And that is what we had here. So I think this and this is correct for all the 3. But here, there's no negative. All right. So that's wonderful. The second one. I done with the second one. Ella,
Yes, sir.
so what did you get for the second one?
Please, for the second one, my axis of symmetry was +1,
Okay.
but my minimum value was +3.
Okay. Okay. So 1, and then the minimum value. What's that? That's correct. So let's see how that one too, how we also come up about to get this answer. So that one, so we
Yeah.
define. Hello. Did you get something different?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what did you get? Vanessa, what did you get?
Please, I had the axis of symmetry P1
Okay.
and the minimum value to be 3.
Like this now. 1 and 3.
Yes, please.
Okay, then it's basically the same here. So Akosia,
Yes, sir.
what did you get?
I got the axis of symmetry to be +1
Okay,
and the minimum value to be 3.
okay, then it means all of you had it right. Okay, so basically it's the same strategy we are going to use, right? So minus v, minus is bracket v squared minus 4ac over 2e, sorry, 4e. So minus into brackets, what's our b? Our b is -4, right? -4 all squared. Minus 4a, what's our a? 2, what's our c? 5 over 4, what's our a? 2. When you punch this on your calculator, you are supposed to get 3. So let's see how we get about the 3. -4 squared means 4 times 4, right? Means -4 times -4, which will give us +16. So we have 16 minus, this one will give us 10. So -40, right? All over 8. There is negative here, remember. Now, what will this give us? 16 minus 40 will give us what? -24. So -24 over 8. 8 will go into itself 1, it's going to get 3. But remember that there is a negative outside the bracket. So we have negative into bracket -3, which will give us what? +3. That is why the minimum value is 3. And for the line of axis of symmetry, -b over 2a. What is our b? Our b is -4. So negative in bracket -4 over 2. This will give us 4 over 4. It will give us 1. So you're all right. I won't bother myself. Okay, the third one. For the third one, it looks as if there is some trick being inside. If you don't take care, you get it. Because the values of the function has been arranged differently. So what did you get for the question 3?
Please, I had the minimum value to be 49 on 12.
So what did you get? 49 on 12, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. 49 on 12. And then the value of x at which it occurs.
Negative 5 and 6.
Okay. Vanessa, sorry, Ella, what did you get?
Please, I had the same values.
Okay, sure. Akosia, what did you get? Okay, so it is correct. It's correct. Okay, so it means our A is what? -3, our B is -5, and our C is 2. We are going to substitute it into the formula just like how I did it, and then you get your minimum value. And then for the point of X, do the same thing. The line of symmetry, same thing. So, well done. So there's no way you see this in exams and then you get it wrong. There's no way. There shouldn't be any way you see this in exams. And then you get it wrong. This is the cheapest thing you could ever find on the planet. Okay. Now, we are now coming to solve the quadratic, what all of you have been waiting for. So all what we're doing, we've not solved the quadratic equation. We are just finding the minimum and the maximum for when we are drawing the quadratic curve and all that. But here, we have to find the values of X. Okay, so now the quadratic equation, this is how a quadratic equation looks like. AX squared plus BX plus C equals to 0. Because of the equal to sign, it makes it what? A quadratic equation. Now, what does this mean? This means that, for instance, when we pick something like let me just use a simple quadratic equation. Yeah. Okay. So like 2x squared minus 8x plus 6. So something like 2x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals to 0. Now, this is simple. This means that this x, they are missing values. When we substitute that missing value into this equation and we add everything, we will get a final answer of 0. That is what it means. That is basically what it means. That is basically what it means. So when I put 1, 2, 3, or any number that fits here, when I substitute that number with X and I add everything, I have to get 0. That is what it basically means. Now, mathematicians have realized that they are basically, you can have two numbers that satisfy this values. We can have two numbers that satisfy these values. It could be one particular number that is occurring. It could be, we will later find out here. That is what we call the discriminant. We'll be able to tell the type of quadratic equation using the discriminant. We'll learn it later. So that is basically what it means. Now, there is a way to find the values of X. You know that in linear equation, when you are given 2x plus 4 equal to 0, you'll be able to find the value of X easily by just moving this one across the equal to sign. To make 2x is equal to what? -4. We divide here by 2, we divide here by 2. We get X to be what? -2. But this way, it's not, this particular one, it's not like that. It won't work. So there is a way to be able to find the values of X anytime we are given a quadratic equation. So there are 3 ways we are going to look at. We have the one, quadratic. Oh, what is quadratic? Quadratic. So we have the quadratic formula. My pencil is behaving. Okay. We have the quadratic formula. Then we have the difference of 2 squares. Of 2 squares. So we have the factorization. And we have the graphical method. And of course, there's a way you can use the calculator. That is bonus for you. Your calculator. And that is the easiest one. So now, all of you bring out your calculators. And let's see how we can use the calculator to solve quadratic equation and get the values of x. And after that, we'll take a look at the difference of two squares. We use the difference of two squares to derive our quadratic formula. And then we'll use examples. We'll try some examples on the difference of two squares. Then we'll do factorization. Then we'll try something on the graphical. So do you have your calculators with you here?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now, go to mode. Then press 5. The 5 is written, there's some column there, and they've written equation, if you can see. So you press 5. Have you pressed 5?
Yes, please.
Ella, Elsie,
Yes, sir.
Akosia. Okay. Elsie. Elsie.
There.
Okay. Yeah. Have you pressed 5?
Yes.
Okay, so now when you press 5, you see, can you see the functions? You can see some functions there. Can you see them?
Yes, please.
So the first one, who can tell me what the first one is? So the first one, we have something like, okay, so the first one is like, the first one is simultaneous equation. We'll talk about it later. We will not talk about it now. The first one is simultaneous equation. The second one is simultaneous equation involving 3 variables. The third one is a quadratic equation. The fourth one is a cubic function. So we will go for the, you can see ax square plus bx plus c. Can you see that? Can you see that? Hello? Can you see that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you press the 3 and it will take you to a place. It will take you to a table like this. Something like this. They've written A here. They've written B here. And they've written C here. And there are 0, 0, 0, 0 inside. Can you see it?
Yes, please.
Elsie? Ella?
There.
Yes. Are you here? Are you at this point?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the A tells us the coefficient of x squared. What's the I believe you know your A, your B, and your C. So in this equation, what will be your A? Elsie, in this equation, what will be your A? Elsie.
There, please. A will be 2.
So you press 2, then you press equal to sign. It will move you to the B. So what will be your B, Vanessa?
Yes, please. -8.
So you press -8, then you press equal to, it will move you to the last one, the C. What will be your C? Ella, what will be your C?
6.
6. Then you press equal to. Then you press your final equal to. So what are the values of x from your calculator? X1 is what?
3.
2,
And then x2 is what?
1.
1.
So this is bonus. bonus way for you to get your formula. So when they are giving the question, you just punch it on your calculator straight up, so you know the answer that you are solving to. You get the point? With this, you know the answer that you are solving to. Do you get the point? So now use your calculator to solve the following. First, so try this one. Um, so use your calculator to solve this one. Number one, 2x squared to find the value of x. Now, another name for the value of x is the roots of the quadratic equation. That is what they also mean, minus x. So take notice of it. So in case you don't see solve the quadratic equation, you see something like find the roots of the quadratic equation. You know why they are called roots as we move along. So this, use your calculator to solve this. This x squared minus 2x minus 3, and this and this. X squared, this is 2x squared. Minus 6x plus 4 equals to 0. This one is equal to 0. Use a calculator to solve it and tell me the answer. Okay, Ella, the first one.
Please, for the first one, I had x to be 1 and the first value for x to be 1 and second value to be negative half.
Okay. The second question.
Please, for the second question, I had the first. Please, for the second question, I had the first value of x to be 3 and the second value to be negative 1.
Like Ella is happy. And the third question. Valesa.
So please, for the third equation,
Third value of x. What did you get?
I had 2,
Okay, second value of x. What did you get?
1.
Good. So use the calculator, right? It's simple. It's so simple. Using the calculator is so simple. So when it comes to objectives, you don't have to even give it a chance. This is the easiest thing you could ever see in the universe. You won't give it a chance. Take your calculator, you solve it fast. Now, so that is the bonus. So we are done with this method, the calculator method. Now, the next thing we are coming to do is the quadratic formula. Now, before we do the quadratic formula, we will use the difference of two squares. I will explain the difference of two squares and I will use it to derive the quadratic formula. So what we are coming to do now, you have to pay keen attention. What we are coming to do now. Now, the difference of two squares. So using the difference of two squares method to deduce the quadratic formula. So pay attention. Before you can understand this, you should know what difference of two squares is. You should know your algebra. You should be very good at your algebra. And I believe most of you are conversant with your algebra. Factorization, difference of two squares, and those things. Okay. Now, originally, we know that the quadratic formula is what? Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Right? Good. So, in order for us to use the difference of two squares, we have to divide here by a, divide here by a. It's like we are finding the value of x. We are making the x a subject. That is basically what it means, right? Good. So this cancels this. So now we will have what? X squared plus b x over a plus c over a equals to 0. Good. I hope you are all following. Now, if we want to make x the subject, you know what we do? We move this one does not have the x10, so we move it to the side, right? Because they're equal to sign. So now we'll have what? X squared plus bx over a equals to minus c over what? Over a. You get the point. Now, at this point, we are going to complete the squares. And what do we mean? What do I mean by complete the squares? We are going to halve. Look at what we are going to do. We are going to halve the coefficient of x. So when I say half the coefficient of x, it means we are going to multiply half by b over a. You know the coefficient of x is b over a. So that is what we mean. When I say we are going to half the coefficient of x, it means we are going to multiply the coefficient of x, which is b over 2, by what? By what? 1 over 2. B over a by 1 over 2. It means we are halving the coefficient of x. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to halve the coefficient of x. Now, after halving the coefficient of x, we will square it. So we'll have the coefficient of x. So we'll have the coefficient of x and square it. So let's half it and square it. So after halving and square, what are we going to get? When we half it, we will get what? B over 2a, right? Then we'll square it. So this is what we are going to get in the end result, right? B squared over. So once we get this, you know that in math, whatever we do to the right-hand side, we do to the left-hand side. So we'll now we'll add this to the left-hand side, and we'll add right-hand side, and we'll add the same thing to the left-hand side. So we are going to get something like x squared plus b x over a plus b over 2a squared equal to what? B over 2a squared minus c over a. And by this, we've completed the squares. Half the coefficients of x and square it. That is what we've done. When we have the coefficients of x, what do we get? B over 2a and square it. When we square it, this is what we will get. IO. Now, what is going to be our next move? So, our next move is basically going to be x squared plus b x over a plus b squared over 4a equal to b squared over 4a minus c over a. Okay. Now, you know that in mass, when we have x plus 1, multiply x plus 1, what do we get? We get x squared plus x plus 1. So we get x squared plus 2x plus 1. You get the point. And you know that this is also represented as what? X plus 1 all squared. this is a similar situation that we find ourselves here. So we are going to condense this expanded version. We are going to condense this expanded version back to an original state like this, x plus 1 all squared. And with that, we are going to get x plus b over 2a all squared for all of this. Now, let's expand this and see whether we will not get this. X plus b over 2a. X plus b over 2a. Let's expand it and see something. When I multiply this by this, what do I get? X squared plus when I multiply this by this, what do I get? Bx over 2a, right? When I multiply this by this again, what do I get? Bx over 2a. When I multiply this by this, what do I get? B over 2a all squared. In other words, b squared over 4a squared, which is what we have here. So let's see what we are going to get. X squared. Now, b x over 2a plus bx over 2a. What do you think it will be? Bx over 2a plus bx over 2a. Assuming that we've gone to what's here, and the only question is bx over 2a plus bx over 2a. And they've asked you to solve this one. What is it going to be? So this one, the LCM is going to be 2a, right? 2a will go into itself 1. You get the point? So what's going to be the answer here? Hello?
Yeah.
This is simple factorization. Oh.
If you get
2bx. Are you going to get 2bx? Are you going to get 2bx? Good. So now when you get 2bx, you know that 2 will cancel 2. So you get what? It's not bx over a. You get the point. So here we have plus bx over a. And now what is this one? When we square this one, what are we going to get? We are going to get b squared minus 4 a squared over here, right? And that's the same thing we have here. So 4a squared. So here we can either write b squared over 2a all squared like this, b squared over 2a all squared like this, or we can just expand it straightforward, which is the same thing. So here you realize that we have b squared over what? Over 2a like this all squared. So now you could see that this is the same thing here. Can you see it? This thing is the same thing here. So this thing that you see over here is the condensed version of this. This x plus b over 2a all squared is the condensed version of this particular one. Because when we expand this one, we are going to get this. When we expand this one, we are going to get this. So this one we see here is the condensed version of what? Is the expanded version of this one. This one is the condensed version of this one. Okay. You get it? Hello? Let me start over. We are trying to make x the subject in this particular one. What do? We divide all sides by a. When we divide all sides by a, this is what we get. Since we are making x the subject, we move the c over a to the other side of of the equation, then you get this. But at this particular point, we have to complete the square. And in order to complete the square, what do? We will have the coefficient of b, the coefficient of x, which is the b over a. And when we have it, what do we get? We get what? We get b over 2a. Then after halving it, we will square it. And you know that in math, whatever we do to the right-hand side, we do to the left-hand side. So after squaring it, after doing the halving and squaring, this is what we had, b over 2a all squared. We will add this to the left-hand side. They will add the same thing to the right-hand side. So this is it at the left-hand side, and this is it at the right-hand side. You get the point. So at the left-hand side, we will have this x squared plus bx over a plus b over 2a all squared. Good. But this, with this one, there's no way we'll be able to make x the subject in this particular state. We have to condense the state to form this one. So when you condense it, this is how it's going to be. X plus b over 2a or what? All squared. And how would you know whether this is true, this condensing that you've done is true? You expand this. How do you expand it? X plus b over 2a multiplying x plus b over 2a. When you expand this, you have to get this. And that is what we did. We expanded it, and after expanding, what did we get? We had x squared plus bx over a. After expanding, this was what we had. We had exactly as it was here. All right? X squared plus bx over a plus b over what? 2a all squared. So this has proved that this is truly the condensed form of this one. So now we can proceed. Do you get it? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Ella? Ella? LT?
Say,
You get it?
yes.
Okay. Akosia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's continue. So now,
Sir,
hello?
please. I had a problem with the internet, so I was
Oh,
not able to join. So I don't get what you're doing right now.
okay, I'll go over, don't worry, okay?
Okay.
So we are trying to use the difference of two squares to solve, to get our quadratic equation. So now let's continue. So now we have this, right? Equal to b like this over 2a all squared minus c over a. Do you get the point? So we can still have our x plus b over 2a all squared equals to, this one we get b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. Here we can find our LCM. What will be our LCM? This is completely algebra. If you are good at algebra, this one will not be difficult for you at all. What will be the LCM here?
A.
The LCM will be A. Actually, the LCM is going to be actually,
4a
LCM,
squared.
yeah, it's 4a squared. Because there's no way 4a squared will go into A, but 4a squared can go into itself, and A can go into 4a squared. So how many times will 4a squared go into itself?
1.
1. So 1 by b squared will be b squared, right? Minus how many times will A go into 4a squared?
4a.
4a by the c will give us what? 4ac, right? So now this is how it's going to be. So now, then we have our x plus b over 2a all squared equals to b squared minus 4ac over 4a. But of course, in math, when we want to get rid of the square, what do? We square root both sides. We square root both sides. This cancels this. So what do we get? We get x plus b over 2a equals to root of b squared minus 4ac over this one. Square root of 4a squared will give us what? 4a squared will give us 2a.
7. Answer, is it 49?
It's 4a squared.
2a.
So 2a. You get it. Why 2a? Square root of 4 is what? Is 2. Square root of a squared is what? Is a. So 2a. Do you get the point?
Yes.
Good. So 2a. So now we have this. You realize that now we are getting the quadratic formula. So now we can have our x equal to minus b over 2a, because once we move this one, it changes its sign positive, right? So here, this square root, you have plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you know that when the denominators are the same, we maintain 1, right? So now we will have x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this was how we got the quadratic formula. Minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This was the method they used to get the quadratic formula. In other words, in order for you to make x the subject, this is what you have to go through. I'm starting over for those who are having network or connectivity issue. So they can bring this in 15 marks, full question. So using difference of two squares, they can say proof that deben is equal to deben. You have to, they will bring it in a question like that. Or use the completing of squares to prove that x is equal to plus or minus root of b squared minus 2ac over 2a. We can bring this in 15 marks straight up. Know that elective marks, they like bringing this proof that question. So this is it. So it's simple. First, what do we do? We will write the quadratic equation, the normal one. We want to make a the subject, x the subject. So of course, in every change of subject, if you want to make x the subject, what do? You first get rid of all the non-x terms, right? So here, you divide both sides by a, expose the x. Then after that, c over a does not have x terms, so it has to go across. It has to go to the other side of the equation. Then after that, we will get this. Once it goes across, it becomes negative c over a. So we will get this. Now, in order for us to make x the subject, we have to complete the square. How do we complete the square? By halving what? The coefficient of x. Halving and squaring the coefficient of x. And what's the coefficient of x here? Akosia, what's the coefficient of x here?
Bx over a.
So b over a. When you say bx over a, it added the x. So b over a. So when we say we are halving b over a, it means we are multiplying b over a by half. And when we multiply this by simple board mass knowledge, you should know that this is b over what? Over 2a. But we didn't say just half, we say we will half and square it. When we are squaring, it means we are squaring the whole thing like this. So this is what we are going to get, b over 2a all squared. That is what we had over here. Remember, when we get the square, we add it to the left-hand side and we add it to the right-hand side to balance
And
everything.
sir, please
Hello?
can you take that part again?
Okay. So half the coefficient of x and square it. What is the coefficient of x? Help me out. What's the coefficient of x?
B over A.
When I half it, what will I get?
B over 2A.
When I square the half, what will I get?
B over 2A raised to the power 2.
Good. So this is what we've gotten.
Okay.
Now, after getting this, we'll add it to the right-hand side. This is left-hand side. This is right-hand side. We'll add it to the left-hand side, and we will add it to the right-hand side again. You get it? So you see,
Yeah.
we've added it to the left-hand side, right-hand side. We've added it to the left-hand side. Do you get it?
Yes.
Good. So now we'll have this. We'll have this. But at this point, we have x squared plus bx over a plus b over what? Over 2a all squared. We have to factorize this to get its condensed form. And in order to do that, we will get x plus b over 2a all squared. Now, if you want to see true that this is the expanded form or the condensed form of this, you expand this. It's x plus b over what? 2a all squared, right? Which means that it's the same as x plus b over 2a. Multiplying x plus b over 2a like this. Are you getting the point? Because if it was to be x squared, what would it have been? X multiplying x, right? If it was to be x plus 1 all squared, what was it going to be? X plus 1 multiplying x plus 1. Here we have x plus b over 2a all squared. What does it mean? X plus b over 2a multiplying x plus b over 2a. You get the point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. So at this point, this is simple expansion. What do you do?
Sir,
Hello?
please, so it means the middle one, which is the bx over a, will not be included. It's just the x squared plus b over 2.
A all squared. Yes. X plus b over 2a all squared. The middle one will not be included. And I'm trying to prove why the middle one will not be included. And that is why I'm saying that when you expand this, you are going to get exactly this.
Okay.
I get it. That is the reason why the b over ax is not included. So let's expand this and see. X into bracket x plus b. That's how I do my expansion. Plus b over 2a, x plus b over 2a. When I multiply this by this, what do I get? X squared. When I multiply this by this, what do I get? Plus bx over 2a. Plus, when I multiply this by this, I still get bx over 2a. And when I multiply this by this, what do I get? Plus b over 2a all squared. You get it? We are doing good. We are doing expansion. Okay. So now, this, we have our x squared. Now, bx over 2a plus bx over 2a. This is simple addition. So let's come down here and come and do the addition. Bx over 2a plus bx over 2a. What will be the LCM? What will be the LCM?
2a.
2a. 2a will go into itself how many times?
1.
By bx will give us what?
Bx.
Bx. So it means the second one too is going to be bx, right? So what's going to be the final answer here? 2bx over 2a, right?
Yeah.
Good. Do you agree with me that 2 will cancel 2?
Yes.
Now what do we have?
Bx. I can't see the down part.
Sorry.
Bx over 2a.
No, 2a has already been cancelled. So what do
bx over a.
Good. So here, when I add this and then this, I'll get plus bx over a plus our last term is what? B over 2a all squared. Now, do you recognize this? Do you recognize this thing?
Yes.
You see? So where is it? Is it that it's here? So it means instead of me to write this plain thing, I can condense it by writing this short thing. You get the point? You get the point?
Yes, sir.
So by that, we've completed the square. So now that I know that this my short thing is not a mistake, let's continue. So with this, what do I do? With this, that even becomes simple for me. I look at my left-hand side. I finish the expansion. B squared is b squared. 2a squared is what? 4a squared. You get the point? 2a all squared is equal to 4a squared.
Yes.
So that is what I did over here, minus my c over a. This one will give me a fraction. I have to find the LCM and simplify that fraction. After finding the LCM, I had b squared minus 4ac. The LCM is 4a squared. 4a squared will go into itself 1. To multiply b squared, you get b squared. Minus a will go into 4a squared. How many times? 4a times. You get the point? Because this a will cancel one of these a squared, and it will be left with only 4a. Are you getting it? So a will go into 4a squared. How many times? 4a times. Then we'll multiply that 4a by c. We get minus 4ac. You get the point?
Yes.
So this is what we get. So at this point, we have to eliminate this square. In order to eliminate this square, what do? We square both sides. Remember that here the answer we had was here. So we are taking this one into consideration. Okay. So we square this one. We have b squared minus 4ac over 4a. Square this one. Now, remember that after squaring this one, the square root of 4a squared is 2a. So that one has been simplified to this one, it has been reduced to this one. But this one, there's no way we can reduce it. So the square root will still be on top of the numerator. Because the numerator, there's no way we can reduce it. Okay. Then this is what we'll get. Then after this, since we want to make x the subject, we can move this to the opposite side or to the left-hand side. When we move it, it will definitely become negative, right? But remember that beside the square root, there is something we call plus or minus that has to be placed here. Do you know that?
Yes.
So we now have x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a as the quadratic formula.
So meaning it's either positive or negative.
Negative. So you solve for the positive one, then you solve for the negative one. You get the point?
Yes.
Okay. Ella, when this comes in the exams, I believe you do it.
Yes,
without any
please.
mistake. Okay. Vanessa,
Sir,
Yes,
please.
do you understand?
yes, please.
Elsie,
There.
do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So now, this is basically the completing of squares. Now we are coming to use the completing of squares to solve real life quadratic equations. This time around, we are not going to use A, B, C, and all those stuff. So let's see how we are going to use the completing of squares. We've used the completing of squares to reduce the quadratic formula. Now we are going to use the completing of squares to solve what? Real life quadratic equation. So let's see. Which quadratic equation did we solve? I think we're solving some, we solved some somewhere. Okay, I think this, nope, I don't prefer which one. I choose, I gave you guys some. Okay, this. So let's do this one. Yeah, let's use this one. 2x squared minus 6 plus 4. Let's see whether we can use the difference of two squares to solve this one. So 2x squared minus 6x plus 4 equal to 0. And I'm using difference of two squares of divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, right? And I cancel this. What will I get? X squared. This one going to itself 1 to go here how many times? 3, right? Minus 3x, right? Plus, oh, okay. So when I divide it, what will I get? 2 equals to 0, right? Okay. So now I can now move this one to that side. So x squared minus 3x is equal to minus 2. Okay. So now what will I do at this particular point? I'll have n square. I get the point. I would have n square the coefficient of x. What's the coefficient of x? Negative 3. When I have negative 3, what will I get? Negative. When I have negative 3, what will I get? Negative 3 over 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll square it to half n square, right? And add it to both sides. To half n square minus 3x to minus. So let me just make it plus minus 3 over 2 all squared equal to minus 3 over 2 all squared minus 2. I get in the point. So now we see that we've gotten a similar thing like this. So here we just apply the same rule that we used over here. So here we just make it x squared minus 3 over 2 x minus 3 over 2, sorry, all squared, right, equal to, yeah, what are we going to get? 9 over 4 minus 2. So x minus 3 all squared equal to over 1. LCM 4. 4 going to the top 1 by 9, 9 minus 4. 1 will go into 4 times 4 by 2, 8. So what are we going to get? 1 over 4, right? So 1 over 4. I get in the point. So at this point, we divide with square root both sides. This cancels this, right? We are going to get x minus 3 over 2 equal to what? Root of 1 over 4. What are we going to get? X equal to 3 over 2 plus or minus. What's the square root of 1? Square root of 1 is 1, right? So
Yes.
plus or minus 1 over 2. Do you agree with me? It's plus or minus 1 over 2. So now, since we have plus or minus, it means you have x1 to be what? 3 over 2 minus 1 over 2. And then x2 to be what? 3 over 2 plus 1 over 2. So this one, what are we going to get? We are going to get 2 over 2, which is going to give us what? 1. And this one, what are we going to get? We are going to get 4 over 2, which is going to give us what? 2. So what are the values of x? X is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. Do you get it?
Yeah.
1 minus 3, 2. X is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. So if you use completing of squares to get the values of x, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. Is completing of square difficult? Hello.
Hi.
Not too much.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's somewhat complex, right? Especially when you reach the point that you have, and then you add. But that point is not difficult. What did I just do here? I have this one. I have the -3. When I have -3, I'll get -3 over 2. Then I will square it. I'll get -3 over 2 all squared. I'll add it to the right hand side. I'll add it to the left hand side. And I add it to the right hand side, it's going to be something like this. So I have to look at how I did for this one when I was reducing this one. You see, when I reach here, I condense it. So when you reach here, you condense it. When you condense it, this is what you get. X minus 2 over 3 all squared. So you forget about the one that has the X attached to it. Just forget about it. When you reach here, when you're condensing, one trick that you use is that just the one that has the X attached to it. Forget about it. Okay. Then you do it the other way. And don't square the X. So the trick, forget about the one that has the X value attached to it. And don't square the X. The square comes rather outside the bracket. So put this in your head so that to help you the trick. Then when you
Okay.
solve it. Hello.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
So please, when we're solving when we're solving it initially, where you got the answer x is equal to -b plus or minus b squared over 4. No, down.
Yeah.
At first, we have -b over 2a. So why is it that we got -b at the final answer?
Where?
Just negative the last part.
Oh, okay. So they have the same denominator. They have the same denominator. And if you have to add this one, the LCM will be the same. Won't the LCM be the same?
Yes.
Yes, that's the reason why. So if we have something like 2 over 5 plus 2 over 5, it's the same as 2 plus 2 over 5. True of us.
True.
So this square, this thing, it covers all of this. Okay, so let me make it this way so that
Okay.
you understand it well.
Okay.
Do you get it now?
Yeah.
Okay, Ella, your hand is up.
So please, when we first began this topic, you're using the method for the first time, and you were using ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, using the method of completing of squares. The final result, you got x plus b over a is equal to the root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I was wondering, if a question is given, can we substitute the values to get our answer for x value?
Oh yeah, you can get straight up. So that is the next thing we'll talk about, using the quadratic formula. When you substitute, you get straightforward. You get the answer straightforward.
So if I
You
put
get the answer.
the a, b, and c
B
value
and
in the
C
x plus
in the
b over a,
exactly.
it's equal
Yes,
to
x plus b
root of b squared minus 4ac
minus
over
4ac
2a.
over 2a. You will get the values. You can try. So let's
I
try.
did, but I got a different value.
Hey,
Okay.
this is what you are using though. X is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's what you are using. Though. You get me, Ella?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's use it. Let's use it. Let's all use it to solve for this particular one. So x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. It means from this we can get to 2 because it's plus or minus. Ella, your hand is up.
Please, that is not what I'm trying to say.
Then
I'm
which
saying
one?
the question
The
using the ax squared plus bx plus c. In my notes, I have it as x plus ba is equal to root of b squared minus 4ac. That expression.
Which one?
That equation.
That expression is not for to solve for x. So that one is to find the minimum value, minimum or maximum value. It's not this one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So there are two different things. So take notice. This is not this one. This.
No, no.
Which one?
When you just introduce the
Topic. Completing of
that's
square.
yes.
Okay. So let's go back. I want to just guess what you are trying to do. So this one, huh? Where exactly in this one? This is it this?
This side.
Which one? This side?
Yes.
Oh,
this,
you can't. This side.
This I'm coming. The one that says, the one with the slanted arrow. Please scroll. It's okay.
This
Yes,
one.
here.
This one.
Plus B over 2A.
Plus B over 2A, like this.
Yes.
This one. But
yes.
This one, you've not made X the subject yet. You know you've not made X the subject yet.
Yes. I'm saying if I took the B over 2A across and I was given a question and I was supposed to find for the value of X, will it work?
Yeah, it'll work. Because when you take it across, it becomes like this. True of us.
True.
True. And you know that when it becomes like this, you can't just solve it straight away. You have to simplify this fraction. You know that this is a fraction. Minus B over 2A plus root of B squared minus 4AC. And you know that they have the same denominators. And once they have the same denominators, you can add them straightforward and maintain the denominator. Just like 2 over 3 plus 2 over 3 is equal to 2 plus 2 all over 3. That's the same scenario. 2A, same denominator, 2A, same denominator. That's why when we condense it, or when we brought them together, we had minus B plus or minus root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Okay. So that is it. So now, when you use the quadratic formula straight up to, you will get the same answer. Okay. So for instance, in this one, we can generate two different answers from this. As in scenarios, we have the minus b minus, let's use the plus first, plus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. First scenario, second scenario. So this is x1, x2. We get what? Minus b minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's do for the x1. In the, what was the first question that we used? Two x squared minus x minus 1. 2x squared minus x minus 1. Right? 2x squared minus x minus 1. So let's, oh no, that was not what we used. I think we used the third one. We used the third one, which was 2x squared minus, oh, where are you? 2x squared minus 6x plus 4. Okay. Two x squared minus 6x. Now, when you are given a quadratic equation like this, and you know that the coefficient of x squared can divide through, you quickly do it to break down the quadratic equation. Okay, it will make your work very simple. So you just divide by 2, divide here by 2, divide by 3. It's equal to 0, divide by 2. You know any number divided by 2, 0 divided by 2, or 0 divided by any number is 0. So here we reduce it to what? To x squared minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. So here our A is 1, our B is negative 3, our C is 2. We put it in the values. So here minus the first instance. In the first instance, let's take a look at it. So x1 minus, what is b? 3, right? Minus 3 plus root of, what is b squared? Minus 3 squared minus 4, what is a? A is 1. What is c? C is 2. C is 2 over 2. What is a? A is 1. Let's see what we are going to get from this. So we'll get 3 plus negative multiply negative is equal to positive. So 3 plus root of 3 squared is 9. So you have 9 minus what? 8, right? Divided by what? 2. So here we get 3 plus 9 minus 8 is 1. Root of 1 is 1, right? So 3 plus 1 all over 2. 3 plus 1 over 2 is 4 over 2. 4 over 2 is what? 2. So we get our first value of x to be 2. Then x2 minus b minus, remember that the first one we use plus, minus root of b squared minus 4ac over what? Over 2a. x2 will be equal to minus, what is our b? Minus 3 minus what? Root of is the same, it's basically the same thing. So here we'll get 9 minus 8 all over 2. I believe you know how we got the 9 minus 8. It's the same thing. Then what are we going to get? 3 minus 9 minus 8 will give us 1. Root of 9 minus 8 will give us 1. 1 all over 2. This one will give us 2 over 2. 2 over 2 we cancel. What is going to be? 1. So we have our x to be 1. So therefore, x is equal to 1, or x equal to 2, x equal to what? 1. We are done. Ella, you see if I arrive at the same answer. Hello?
Yes,
Vanessa.
sir.
Vanessa,
Hello, sir.
you understand?
Yes, please.
LC Akosia.
Sir.
Okay. So basically that is it. So we've also take a look at the quadratic way. The next thing will be the factorization method, which is going to be tomorrow, God willing. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. And I hope you learned a lot. Any question up to this point? So right now, at the end of this lecture, you understood how to find the minimum or the maximum points, and how to find the axis of symmetry. 1, using the graphical method. 2, using the formula. The next thing we learned today was also about how to solve the quadratic equation, the various methods. We learned how to use the calculator to solve the quadratic equation. We learned the difference of 2 squared, how to deduce the quadratic formula using the difference of 2 squares. We also learned how to solve a quadratic equation using the difference of 2 squares. And we also learned how to solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So tomorrow we'll talk about the factorization method. Do you think are we meeting tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday, right? Are we meeting tomorrow? I think so. Are we meeting tomorrow?
Yes, sir. We are meeting.
See. So tomorrow we'll do factorization method. They will do the graphical method. Okay, the graphical method is, we've even done it. It's simple, but just that we'll just place some small emphasis on it. Look at these graphs. Look at these graphs. The two places it intercepts the what? The x-axis will become our values, right? So here you could see that there's an intersection here. So this becomes our first root, that's x1, and this becomes our second root, x2. That's the graphical method. This one, look at this one, for instance. You realize that with this, the curve where it intercepts on the y-axis, x-axis is 3, and then what? And then 1. So it means x is equal to 3, x equal to what? 1. That's basically the graphical method. You get the point. So that is it. Okay. So we proceeded, always we exceed our time. Mass is nice. Or what do you see? Is mass not nice? But you guys have good foundation and I like it. When it comes to your algebra, you guys are all good at your algebra. So I don't really suffer with you guys. No, all these things, they are all algebra. That's why algebra is foundational. If you are weak at your algebra, you have to go and revisit it. Your difference of two squares, your factorization, your addition of algebraic expression, multiplication of algebraic expression, division of algebraic expression, expansion, binomial expansion, and all that. If you are really good at algebra, you are going to be really, really good at maths. All right. Any questions up to this point? Vanessa, do you have a question for me?
No, please.
Ella, do you have a question for me? Ella, do you have a question for me? Ella is not around. Akosia. Is any of you part of the national math
Yes,
event?
sir.
You have a question for me?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
the 1 and 3 on the graph is the
Yes. The root of yes, the
pardon?
values. The
You said
values
it's
of it. It's also known as the root of the equation.
the root of equation.
The root of the equation.
Okay.
Quadratic equations, yes, they are called the roots of the equation. That's what it means. So sometimes instead of saying find the value of x, they will just say find the root of the quadratic equation. It means you have to find the value of x. Is any of you part of the National Maths and Science quiz class?
Sir, please come in. The same apply to the maximum curve.
Okay, so for the maximum curve, the maximum value is this point. Is this peak, this point that you see over here, this point. You see, that one, you trace it to the what? To the y-axis. Okay, and the point that it's okay, you trace it to the what? The x-axis. But when we are talking about the roots, is this point. That two places that it intercepts on the what? On the x-axis. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
That one, it intercepts directly. But for the line of axis, you have to draw an imaginary line to trace on the x-axis to tell that this is where the imaginary line is. The imaginary line that divides the graph into two mirror images. That's why we call it line of symmetry. I was asking the question, is any of you part of the National Maths and Science quiz team class? Are you in Form 1? You guys are in Form 1 going to Form 2, or you are in Form 2 going to Form 3? Or you are in Form 2 still in Form 2?
Form 2 going to Form 3.
Going to Form 3.
Oh, then you guys know these things, this quadratic, or well, probably I'm using a different approach, but I believe you understand as in.
Yes, please.
Okay. Form 2 going to Form 3. Oh, look, let me just look at the topics. I don't know, it will depend. Sometimes you also need to revise. So form 2 going to form 3, then these are the topics. Let's take a look at the topics. So we have form and sets. Form 2 going to form 3. Have you guys done coordinate geometry, algebra 2, trigonometry, calculus?
No.
These are not following the syllabus. Because by form 1, it should be done with statistics and probability. Be done with binomial theorem. But logarithm and indices, I believe that you guys are done with it. So, yeah. So let's see how far we'll go. And I also said that your understanding will determine how fast I will go. But I like the pace I'm moving. And I like the idea that you guys, most of you are getting the understanding. So your understanding will determine how fast I will go. Once I begin to solve and I realize that, oh, you guys are confident with it, I'll go fast. And when I realize that there's a little bit, glitches here and there, I'll have to slow down so that everybody understands before I move on to the next topic. All right. If there are no questions, then it's almost 10 o'clock. You guys have to go in. So, bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Bye, sir.